तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्.
To all the elders, gurus and Bal Vikas children here this morning. Today, we are launching the first online summer workshop for Bal Vikas children of the Mumbai metro region in the age group of 9 to 12 years. Bal Vikas Buds 2020. To do the honors and to give the inaugural talks, we have two very eminent people of the Sri Satya Sai Seva organization. The first is our very respected All India President, Shri Nimish Pandya, known to all the children here as Nimish Uncle, and Sister Kamala Pandya, who is the National Mahila Coordinator. They need no introduction to this audience, and so I won't waste further time. I call upon Sister Kamala Pandya to give her first talk on our wealth.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Respected gurus and my dear children, welcome to Buds of Bal Vikas 2020. What is our wealth? God has given us three important gifts: our thoughts, our breath, and our time. But with that, He has given us a bonus, and that is Himself. So, we must never forget God. As we watch our thoughts, as we regulate our breathing, and as we control our time, we must never forget God. Let me share with you a story. You know, I am by profession a lawyer. So one day, an old man came to me and said, "Kamala aunty, will you make a will for me? I've become old and I want to share my wealth with my children, my child, my servants. So will you do it for me?" I said, "Sure, uncle. Tell me, who all do you want to give your wealth to? And what do you have?" So he said, "Simple. I have 19 horses only. And you know, I have a son. His name is Raju. I have a servant, Ramu, who looks after me. And I have every evening going to Dharmakshetra, the Sai organization, and I listen to bhajans. I feel very relaxed when I go there. So, I want to share my 19 horses with Raju, Ramu and Dharmakshetra. I said, "Tell me, how do you want to share it?" So he said, give half my horses to Raju, 1/4 of my horses to Ramu, 1/5 to Dharmakshetra. And he went. He told me to prepare the will. I prepared it, and next day he came to sign the will. He read it and he was happy. He said, okay, who will be the executor? Who will do the duties when I am not there? So I said, make Devi Auntie the executor. He said, fine. And he went. He signed and he went. Everybody signed the papers and I gave it to Devi Auntie to keep it in safe custody. So Devi Auntie kept it. Days passed, months passed, and suddenly one day, Raju came running to Devi Auntie and said, Devi Auntie, my father is no more. He is not alive anymore. Can you open the will and see what he has written? So Devi Auntie said yes, and she opened the will. And what did she read? That half of 19 horses to be given to Raju. 1/4 to Ramu, the servant, 1/5 to Dharmakshetra. So she said, oh my goodness, who has made this will? So Raju said, Kamala Auntie has made it. Arey, there is a mistake in the will. How will we do it? Half of 19 is 9.5. So how can we cut one horse into half? And so they were thinking. Raju said, now what to do? Ramu also was scratching his head. Everybody was worried. Now what should we do? At that time, while they were thinking, in that quadrangle where they were sitting, suddenly came another man, a wise man. He came on his horse. And he said, what has happened? Devi Auntie, Kamala Auntie, what has happened? Why are you looking so worried? So Raju said, see, there's a mistake in the will. Now my father is no more. How do we correct the will? What is it? It is written half of 19 to be given to me. So how can half of 19 horses be given? There's a mistake. Half of 19 is 9.5. I can't do that. How can she cut that horse into half? So the wise man scratched his head and said, I've got an idea. Bring all the 19 horses. Let them stand in a line. And then he got down from his horse, the 20th horse, and put all the 20 horses in a line. Now distribute, he said. Kamala Auntie, distribute. Devi, distribute. And it was easy. So half of 20, 10 horses went to Raju. 1/4 of 20, 5 horses went to Ramu, the servant. 1/4 of 20, 5 horses went to Ramu. 1/5 of 20, 4 horses went to Dharmakshetra. That's how the problem was solved. And immediately the wise man got onto his 20th horse and rode away. So the Devi Auntie said, stop, what are you doing? Stop, tell me, what did you do? So he said, whenever you are in problem, remember the 20th horse and God He will always save you. He will always protect you. So dear children, we must remember our beloved Swami whenever we are in trouble. Let me sing a song. Mera Jeevan. It's a beautiful song. Listen to it and you will enjoy it. जब से मैंने साई पाया मेरा जीवन बदल गया जब से मैंने साई पाया मेरा जीवन बदल गया जहाँ आइयों से मुझे छुड़ाया देगी रब से दिल मेरा मन मेरी काया जीवन बदल गया जब से मैंने लाई पाया बदल बदल गया सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम राह दिखाया कल सिखाया सिद्ध तेरा मन तेरी काया मेरा जीवन बदल बदल गया. So never forget, He is there with us all the time, and we must always remember Him. Now let us think. What are we? Am I the body? Is Deha? No, I am not the body. Then who am I? Soham. I am that. Soham. We learn in Bal Vikas the first sloka. Okaram Jindam Nityanayam Amatam Moksharam Deva Narayanam. We are the small dots from eternal consciousness. We are the bindus, and therefore we are that. I am that. So come. So our wealth, as I told you in the beginning, is to manage our thoughts, regulate our breath, and control its of time. Next slide. What should we do? The human birth has been given to us to look after MBA. What does MBA stand for? Our mind, our body, and our atma, our soul. How can we look after our mind, body, and soul? By controlling mind, regulating, watching the breath, and managing time. Where do thoughts come from? Thoughts come from the mind. And we must take care of our thoughts. Our left, first seed of good thoughts, reap a fruit of good action. First seed of good action, reap a fruit of good habit. First seed of good habit, reap a fruit of good character. First seed of good character, our own hand. If we take care of our thoughts, our words, our actions, character, and then we take care of it. The next slide you see is about the mind. Thoughts come from the mind. What is the mind made up of? Desires. And what are desires made up of? Thoughts. Swami gives the example of a handkerchief or a clock. The clock is the mind. Desires is the yarn. And thought is the thought. If we want to have a mindless state, no handkerchief, no cloth, then we have to keep on taking out each thought, each yarn, each desire, and we have to learn, therefore, to reduce the number of thoughts. So we learn to look through. If you look in the lake and the water is muddy, you can't look down. What do we have to do? We have to clean the muddy lake. The next slide. The power of thought. God, if you think, God you are. Dust if you think, dust you are. Verily, thoughts are things. As you think, so you become. Now, how does the mind get filled with thoughts? Next slide. Our senses, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth, constantly feed the mind. The mind is like a computer, which is called a random access memory. That RAM has to be made into RAM. We have to fill it with good data, and therefore to keep our thoughts pure and to control our thoughts, we must have first is good computer, good reading habits, good health, and good good changes. Then you will find that your mind is under control. Because the next slide, mind is like a genie. So what a genie does, it goes up and down, and it's all the time wanting to do work. But you have to keep it occupied. The story of Aladdin's tea, keep on giving it work. Otherwise, it is like a devil's workshop. The idle mind is a devil's workshop. So what must we do? We must see God in all. And when the Seva, steady the mind. And how can we do it? By joining the Sri Satya Sai Seva organization. Good children, how do we write Sri Satya Sai Seva organization? SSSO Seva organization. Now this S's remind us that we must spread our day correctly. First, start the day with silence today. All of you are sitting silently, but you are sitting silently. But are you silent? No, the thoughts are wandering. What did mommy make for? What is mommy making for lunch? Where will we go today in the afternoon? Which bus? Mama, can I see on the TV? Which show can I see? So although we are sitting silently, our mind is still. But the biggest thing, one thought only. You have to study, read good literature, good books every day. Not only must you read good books, you must have good friends so that your mind is filled with good thoughts. And at the end of the day, during the night, before you go to bed, person today than what I was yesterday. Am I a better person today than what I was yesterday? Am I a better Bal Vikas student? I'm mute. 1 minute. Is it okay? Can you hear me? So, we must therefore ask ourselves, are we better? No. He said no. Can you hear me now? So then we must therefore produce our good thoughts into our mind. Our input must be good. Be good, be good, do good. Then a single thought. Be careful, little eyes, what you see, what you see. Be careful, little eyes, what you see, what you see. There is time watching us, he is always within us. Be careful, little eyes, what you see. Careful, little ears, what you hear. Careful, little ears, what you hear. There is time within us, he is always within us. Be careful, little ears, what you hear. Careful, little mind, what you think, what you think. Careful, little mind, what you think, what you think. There is time within us. Careful, little mind, what you think. Careful, little tongue, what you speak, what you think. Careful, little tongue, what you speak. There is time within us. Be careful, little tongue, what you speak, what you eat. So, after the self-audit, then only when you have done the 3 S's, silent sitting, self-study, self-audit, then you can join the Seva organization. And what is the Seva organization that we children can join with? Is the Bal Vikas. Remember children, you are spending 9 years in Bal Vikas. You will be the ideal example of a good guru, Bal Vikas Guru, when you finish 9 years. So make a promise today that after you finish Bal Vikas course, the 9-year program, you will join as a Bal Vikas Guru or an assistant and assist your Guru in teaching other children. So the whole world will become a Bal Vikas class. Baba says, let every home be a Bal Vikas class and let every mother become a Bal Vikas student. Let us go on to the next slide. In Bal Vikas, we learn to also control our head, our heart and our hands. Remember the traffic signal. When the traffic signal goes red, the car comes to a stop. Then it has to wait before the approval of the heart is taken. So whenever a thought comes to the head, stop. Remember red. Don't act. Seek the approval of the heart. Is it correct what I am doing? Should I do or should I not do? If the answer of the orange is yes, then go ahead, green. So, when a thought comes to the head, take the approval of the heart. That is the orange. Remember Sai's robe. And when the orange robe says yes, then you act, and that is green. That is the traffic signal. We all children have gone to school. We went to the Montessori class, then we went to nursery. What is the first thing that we learn in school? Can one of you answer, unmute and say, okay, consonants. The word Bal Vikas has got consonants and vowels. The consonants are the letters of Bal Vikas and the vowels are A, I, A. So let's sing a song with Bal Vikas. B for blessings, count them now. A for Ananda, that's bliss. L for love that flows from in. V for values, one and all. I for integration. K for knowledge of the soul. A for anugrah, that's grace that will bring us back to S-A-I-S-A. B for blessings, count them now. A for Ananda, that's bliss. L for love that flows from in. V for values, one and all. I for integration. K for knowledge of the soul. A for anugrah, that's grace that will bring us back to S-A-I-S-I. So this is Bal Vikas, the meaning of Bal Vikas. And now let us understand the next slide about the vowels. A, I, A. Bal Vikas, if you go to Bal Vikas, you are encompassing 3 yogas. Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. Remember, Bal Vikas is an appointment with God. So if your Bal Vikas is on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, then you must be in the class before 10. Because God is always there before you. I remember an incident in my Bal Vikas class. I used to have the class on Saturday evenings at 5 o'clock. And the children on Saturdays would come at 5 o'clock, 5:10, 5:15. So I found that there is not punctuality amongst the children. So I told the children, see, Baba comes to this class. And if you come late, he'll feel bad. And if you give good thoughts, then God supports it. At that time, at 5 o'clock, every Saturday evening, the bell of the mobile would ring. I would pick up and say, hello, hello. And there would be no answer, and I'd put down. This happened for 2-3 Saturdays together. One day while it happened, I said, maybe Baba is trying, he can't hear me. And I put down the phone. So one little child heard me and said, Baba is trying, he's coming to the class. I said, yes, he comes to this class. So you must come here early. That boy got so impressed by that thought that next Saturday he came at 4:45 to the class. And he was listening to me, talking to me. And suddenly at 10 to 5, 4:50, the telephone rang. Ring, 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 ring. So I picked up. Hello, hello. And before I could pick up and answer, listen to the answer, this boy says, Auntie, today is second Saturday. Baba has come early. There is no traffic signal. Bombay is clear. So he's come fast to the class. So this is how children believe what you speak. So remember, Bal Vikas is an appointment with God. It fulfills the Bhakti Yoga. Second is inquiry. When you go to the Bal Vikas class, you learn so much things that you go back home and start thinking about it. So there is a period of inquiry that begins, and therefore it awakens the Jnana Yoga. And one more thing that you learn in Bal Vikas is to do action and not worry about the fruit. You are all in group 2 and you are learning about Karma Yoga, which is the shloka that we have learned of Karma Yoga. Anybody knows it? Okay, doesn't matter. We must give up, not worry about the karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalat heturbu ma te sangotsva karmani. Do action, but don't worry about the fruit of action. Karo or neki mein dalo or kabhi bhi socho nahi. So that must be the attitude of every Bal Vikas child. The next, how do we control and reduce our thoughts? The first thing when you are in group 1 we learn is visualization. We can visualize in our mind Dharmakshetra or a rose or a garden, a walk, a riverside, a forest scene. Something we can. Let's visualize about Dharmakshetra. All of you are from Bombay, so you may have at one time seen Dharmakshetra. If you have not seen it today, visualize it in your mind. I will do a short visualization. Put your hands in Chinna Mudra and let it rest on your knees. Close your eyes and first start with 3 ohms. Om, Om, Om. Imagine you are standing at the gates of Dharmakshetra. Dharmakshetra is the house of Bhagwan, of Satya Sai Baba in Bombay. Whenever he comes to Bombay, he stays at Dharmakshetra. So the gates open and you enter Dharmakshetra. As you walk up the path, you see on the left a hospital that is there for looking after the poor, sick and needy. To take care of their health, you walk further and you climb up the little hill and you see right on top of the stage the Surya Devta, the sun god with the 7 horses. You pray to him and move ahead. You walk up the path and before you turn to the left to go to Shanti Deep, you see the statue of Gayatri, of Jhulelal, god of the sea, and right in front of you, you see Ganesha, Vignaharta, the one who removes all obstacles. You slowly walk up and enter Satyadeep. Before you enter Satyadeep, you go to the left to Shanti Deep. There is a hall and Swami's picture is kept there. You bow down to the feet of Swami and pray that all be happy, let all be healthy. Then you move out and you come to the top. Before you turn again to the next left, you see the wellness center where yoga classes are held, where talks on wellness are given. And then right in front is the Satya Sai Vidya Mandir, the school, municipal school in Marathi for the children of the nearby slums. Baba believed that education is a need of the hour and every child must be given the right to education. You pray to Saraswati Mata to bless all the children and to give them knowledge. Then you come back, you go up the path, and as you go up the path, you see the roses and the bushes. You see little stone statues of Shravan Kumar looking after his mother and father, of the thirsty crow, stories that we learned when we were small children. You turn in and you see the stupa and Swami's blessing all from the balcony. You enter the Satyadeep, the place where Bhagwan stayed whenever he came to Bombay, and you touch the lotus feet of Bhagwan. Then you come out, and after you have gained Shanti and Satya, you have seen Shanti and you have acquired Satya, you enter Anankuti, the place of bliss. That is where Swami would give his interviews or have his meals. Remember those beautiful days of Bhagwan walking across and blessing all. So this is the path of Dharmakshetra. And then you come out and you go on to the lawns. You will see the statue of Krishna. And on the left you will see Shirdi Sai Baba. Right in front is Hanuman. Pray to all. Bless us all. Let us all be happy. Let us all be healthy. Let there be peace, peace, and peace. Slowly open your eyes, rub your hands, and wipe your face. This is an example of visualization. Let us go on to the next slide, and that is on meditation, the meditation. But you must remember some steps to follow. The time of meditation must be the same almost every day. The place must be the same. If you are doing it in the puja room today, then it must be in the puja room tomorrow, like that, the same place. Your posture must be erect. You are not an animal slouching. You must be erect. You must start with the Soham mantra. We will do that when we watch our breath, and you must practice this every day. Then you must end it with a prayer for all, the ring of protection. You must see, let all be happy, let all be healthy. That must be the steps to follow. So we go on to the next slide, which is the meditation. You have to keep a candle. This is what you are doing in group 2, the Jyoti meditation, because the light is eternal. This light, if I share it with somebody else, does not diminish. It remains as effulgent. It is universal to all religions. It is accepted by all faiths. So therefore, let us practice that meditation. Slowly close your eyes. Before you close your eyes, look at the flame. If you see it and you can imagine it in this region between your eyebrows, you will feel happy. So see if you can imagine the flame in the region between your eyebrows. So hum is what we are going to start with. So hum. So hum. So hum. So hum. So therefore you will find that as you watch your breath, it becomes steady and peaceful. Take this flame to every part of your body, starting from the eyebrows, then to the eyes. Let it enter your ears, the nose, and the mouth. These eyes have become pure. The eyes are the windows of the face. They have become pure. they will only see good. The ears will hear good. The mouth will speak good and eat good food. The nose will smell good. Let the light travel down the throat into the region of the chest. Let it enter the heart and fill the region of your heart with divine love. And as the light enters, this love, this flame opens the petals of the lotus in your heart. Slowly let the light travel down the chest, the thoracic region, down to the stomach and the abdomen, cleansing you of all disease, of all illness. Let the light go back to the hands, the right hand and the left hand. These hands have become pure. These hands will do God's work. These hands will help in society. Slowly let the light go down the legs, to the toes and the feet. Let it, now these feet will tread the path of Dharma. Let this light travel up the back, right up to the shoulders and the forehead again, and bring it back to the region from where you started, the region of the forehead. Slowly take the light to the heart again. See Bhagwan seated in your heart and pray to him. Sai, make me your child true and pure. Help me to be kind and loving, sincere and forgiving. Bless my mother and father. Bless my grandparents. Bless my friends. Bless my teachers. Swami, bless my neighbors. Let there be peace. Let this light now travel out of the heart in ever-widening circle to include your entire society, locality, the city in which you live, the state, the nation, the entire world. In fact, every flower, every bird, every river, every mountain is filled with this divine light. There is peace, peace, and peace. Slowly bring back the light and let it rest in your heart for the rest of the day. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhu cha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya ravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly open your eyes. And rub your palms onto your face. Now, by doing this meditation every day, there are two important benefits. First of all, you improve your concentration and memory. And secondly, you open the voice of God inside you, intuition. Suddenly you will get answers before even the question is put. You will suddenly be at school and something will tell you that today my auntie is going to come. She has not rung you up, she has not told you she is coming, but she is able to come. And when you go home, she opens the door. Auntie, you have come. I knew you would come, you will say. I had a feeling it's you who will come. So, you have heard the voice of God within you. This is the intuition that you will get. Let's go on to the next slide of the importance of breathing. When we breathe, we must breathe very slowly. The count is 1 is to 4 is to 2. 1 is for breathing in, 4 to hold, and 2 to exhale. Breathe in 1 count, hold 4 counts, and breathe out 2 counts. 1, 4, 2. So breathe in 1, hold your breath for 4, exhale out 2 counts. Breathe in 1, hold for 4 counts, and breathe out 2. You can do it with Soham. So, so, breathe in deep, hold the breath, breathe out slowly. Breathe in calm, hold the breath, breathe out stress. Breathe in the present, hold on, and breathe out the past. So, the slower you breathe, the longer will be your life. Those species like dogs and monkeys who breathe fast have a short life. But those who breathe slowly, like the elephant, has a long life. So now only we must learn to breathe slowly and deeply. Now, how do we control our breathing? Very simple. Listen to soft, melodious music. Not rock music which jars the ears. Sing a song like a Namasmaran or Bhajan. Can anybody sing a Bhajan? Will we unmute? Kamya, will you sing a Namasmaran just which has the names of God in it? Can you anybody sing? Okay, so many hands have gone up. Who are these two who have put up their hands? Can you sing? Which one will you sing? Unmute yourself and come out. Unmute yourself and come out.
I've unmuted a couple of lines.
Yeah, okay.
A couple of names were there.
Yeah, who are they? Is that Twisha and Kamya there? Anybody else also can sing, no problem.
Tejuma, you want to sing?
Yeah. So which one are you going to sing? But it must be a Namasmaran, only the name of God.
Please wait.
Can you sing? Tejuma?
Tejuma, you're up. Sing.
Come, sing. And who will? You will only sing it once only. Each line once. Okay.
शिव शिव शंभो तांडव प्रियकर शिव शिव शंभो तांडव प्रियकर भव भव भैरव भवानी शंकर भव भव भैरव भवानी शंकर शिव शिव शंभो तांडव प्रियकर शिव शिव शंभो तांडव प्रियकर हर हर बम बम बोल महेश्वर हर हर बम बम बोल महेश्वर डम डम डमरू नटन मनोहर डम डम डमरू नटन मनोहर सत्यं शिवं साई सुंदर सत्यं शिवं साई सुंदर.
Very good, very good. Now, anybody else who can sing a simpler bhajan, so that which you learn in group 1? Krishna Mandi, anybody can sing? Unmute, come.
Krishnam Vande Nanda Kumaram Radha Vallabhana Ramam Vande Dasharatha Tanayam Sita Vallabha Navapura Chiratam.
Very good, very good. So give him a big hand. So therefore, we see that we can now move on to the next important thing that we have to control our breath is to recite prayers. Talk to God. Prayer is talking to God. Prayer is like medicine, it cures you. That is why when you go to the doctor, he said, take these 2 tablets after breakfast, take these 2 tablets after lunch, and take these 2 tablets after dinner. He always associates, the doctor will always associate the medicine with food because the doctor knows you will never forget your food, so you will not forget your medicine. The best way to keep your breathing in rhythm is by going into nature. Walk in the garden, walk on the seashore, and listen to the wave lapping against the shore. See the birds chirping, and you will feel peace. Take a lesson from the sun that shines its light on everyone, or the rain that falls on every single shore. No distinction of our race or the color of our face. Nature's gifts are there for all men, rich or poor. Love all, serve all. Understand that love and peace is what we need. Love all, serve all, in every single thought, word and deed. Let's go to the next slide. This is watch, the time we have to watch. And the watch itself is teaching us a lesson. WATCH. Watch your words, watch your actions, watch your thoughts, watch your character, watch your heart. And to watch time, we must first practice sealing on desires. We must not waste food, not waste water, not waste energy, not waste time, not waste money. By energy, I don't mean only the lights and fan. I mean your own physical energy. Talk less. Save your energy. Sometimes you have not done anything, but you come home and say, I'm tired because you have spent too much time talking. Second thing to watch your time, to regulate your time, is to arrange your priorities. From the morning when you get up to the evening when you go to bed, you must have your priorities arranged. I must first do my studies. I must second go for physical exercise. Whatever you plan, you must plan it like your mother does her cooking. If you tell a mom, I want to have bale tomorrow, she will make chutney today and keep it in the fridge. She will not go tomorrow and say, come on children, have bale and there's no chutney ready. You have to arrange your priorities right. Then you must remove the 6 enemies in your system. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Attachment, anger, greed, desire, pride and jealousy. And especially anger. Swami says that every time you get angry, do any of these 5 things. First, drink a glass of lukewarm water or matka pani. Secondly, move away from the room where the fight took place. Third, lie down. Fourth, take the name of God. Fifth, see yourself in the mirror and you will never get angry again. So you must remove these 6 enemies from your life and always keep a smiling face. Never underestimate anybody. Let me share with you a small story. There was a conference of the world. All the nations had come for a conference, international conference. So they came and, in foreign countries, they first have snacks and tea and then they sit down for the conference. So all of them sat around the big, huge dining table. The Britisher the Chinese, the Japanese, the Russian all sat in line. The Britisher looked at the Chinese and said, "You know English?" The Chinese just nodded, didn't say a word. So the Britisher thought, this Chinese man doesn't know English. So how you talk to children? You talk like, "You know English?" The Chinese did like that. So first came the juice. So the Britisher looked at the Chinese and said, "You like fruity?" Then came the rice. "You like ricey?" The Chinese didn't say a word, he just nodded his head. Then came the snacks. "You like snacky?" Then came the fruits. "You like fruity?" "You like ice cream?" And all the food was taken away and all of them sat down in order. And the master of ceremonies went on the stage and said, "Now we'll begin the meeting. And I call upon Mr. Win Lin Chin of China to come and give the inaugural address." Mr. Win Lin Chin, the Chinese boy, the Chinese man next to the Britisher, got up and went on stage and gave the inaugural speech in such an impeccable English that everybody stood up and clapped. And when he came down the stage, he went to the Britisher and said, "You like speechy? Do you like my speech?" "Yes." So don't ever look down upon anybody. Always respect others' views also. Finally, I will end my talk with one more incident from the life of Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill was called to his school, alma mater, to give a speech on the valedictory function. All the children were tired. "Oh God, one more speech. I am tired. I can't listen to it." Winston Churchill saw the boredom on the children's face. He said, "Children, I will speak only 6 words and no more." Everybody said, "ऐसा ही बोलता है. एक बार माइक हाथ में आया तो ज़्यादा ही बोलेगा." "No, children, 6 words and no more." So he said, first word, never, 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 never. 4 words up, still 2 words more to go. Give up. So dear friends, never, 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 never give up your attachment to Bal Vikas. Even after you finish your 9-year program, you must continue to be Bal Vikas children and help your gurus. Finally, what are the benefits of doing all of managing your wealth? Let's move to the next slide. Your health improves, your face grows, your skin softens, you feel younger, you have more energy and time, your priorities are set, you are fearless, confident, your attention span increases, your memory improves, concentration increases, negativity is reduced, and intuition, the voice of God, awakens. And you are left with the last slide, and that is transformation. A transformation has taken in you. Remember, trap 3. T stands for you learn to share and care. That means to love. You learn the importance of right action. R. You learn the ability to discriminate. You become like a swan. You take what is good and avoid what is evil. And you have the 3 P's of purity, peace, and positive thinking. So transformation, you will be ideal children of Sri Satya Sai Bal Vikas. Remember, if you do his work, he will do your work. In my own life, I started becoming a Bal Vikas guru when I was only 17 years old. And Swami would all the time tell me, teach my children, teach my children. He did a lot for me. There was no money at home, he performed my marriage. There was no food at home, he sent us food. And so one day I said, Swami, he would call me Bombay Bal Vikas. Kaisa hai Bombay Bal Vikas? So I said, Swami, very fine. But I want to ask you one question. Why are you doing all this for me? Why are you doing all this? He performed my marriage. He sent me a sari. He gave me all the jewels, all the wealth that you have just spoken about. So he said, तुम मेरा बाल विकास चलाती है, मैं तेरा इतना नहीं कर सकता है? You are running my Bal Vikas. Can I not do this much for you? So remember, if you do something for God, it is never wasted. It is always rewarded. Karmanyevadikarastu ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbu ma te sangotsva karmani. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Wishing all of you a very, very good morning. And I was watching all of you, listening to Kamala Aunty so intently that I was really jealous. I wanted to be as young as you are and maybe be in your seat rather than in my seat today. To all my dear brothers and sisters, young, fresh-looking, beautiful, handsome young men and women, I'm very, very happy to be with you today. And I'm going to continue where Kamala Aunty left, because what she has started is something so beautiful, is something so precious that I know Bhagavan will be very, very happy to give these gifts to us. Dear children, the topic that I wanted to deal with you today was excellence. And really, how does one become excellent is the question that we want to answer today in this class. Bhagavan Baba is an amazing guru. He used to like young children to be very much involved and start working very hard from the young age itself. He didn't want to waste time because he used to always say that time is very precious. Kamala Aunty mentioned to us just now that out of the three gifts and the three biggest assets that we have, people think money is wealth, people think property, house, food, jewelry, all this is our wealth. But Baba used to always say, this is not really the wealth, because money will come and money will go. Houses will come and houses will collapse. You just saw just now in Bengal, when the typhoon came, how all the houses blew off. Wealth, if the stock market falls down today, if there is a recession in the country, as you all know, with this COVID pandemic, money loses value. Suddenly you don't have money. And even if you have money, if you don't have grace, you still have a problem. Let me start with a story. When the last floods came, I was in the Goa airport. And Goa airport had just come out of the floods. And there was a police officer who was in the Goa airport. And he was talking to me because we were being escorted. Since you know, I am the All India President of the Satsai organization. I was being escorted to the aircraft and there was still some time. So this officer standing in the airport, I was chatting with me and was telling me that, sir, the airport was shut for 7 days and I was in the airport and there was nothing available. I had 5,000 rupees in my pocket, but that money was useless because there was no food available, there was no water available, and that money had no value. So you see, money can come and go, money can become useless, house can come and go, house has no value. But the real things that we have which have value is what Kamala Aunty told us in the morning. And that is our thoughts, our breath, and our time. And Swami came down to tell all us children, including me, though I'm old right now, but Swami came to tell us that you and I are very, very precious human beings. We're not ordinary human beings. And more so, Bal Vikas children are blessed because Swami has given us the opportunity of thinking good things, realizing good things, practicing good things, and making our life excellent. You know what Swami used to say? Tell me, in your school, what is a passing mark? Somebody will say, if you get 35% marks, you will pass. Somebody will say, if you get 50% marks, you will pass. Even if you get 34% marks, the school will give you 1% grace mark and you will pass. But Swami was not like that. Swami used to say that excellence, Swami's passing mark was 100%. Even if you got 99, Swami used to say you are failed. Imagine a doctor who passes with 50% marks. What does it mean? It means that he will only cure 50% people. The other 50 patients will die, isn't it? because he is not 100%. Imagine a lawyer who's passing with 40 marks. That means he will only win 40% cases, 60% he'll lose. Look at an engineer who passes with 35% marks. That means 35 bridges that he will make will succeed, but 65 bridges will fall down. That is not excellence. Swami is to say 100% is excellent. And therefore, it is very important for us to know how to become the best, how to be the best, and how to make ourselves excellent. Kamala Aunty said a very beautiful thing when she talked about the self-audit. She said, every night we must check ourselves. Am I a better person today than I was yesterday? What are the things that I am not perfect in? Is something that we need to check. Imagine, she asked the question, who am I? And she said, I'm not only the body, I'm the mind and I'm the spirit. Therefore, as young children, we need to understand that only studying is not good enough. Because studying will only give us academic knowledge. It will give us knowledge, skill to work and to make money. But that is not the only thing in life. You must understand that your body has to be fit all the time. Imagine you become a great doctor, you have 1 crore of rupees, but your body is bad and you got a weak body. How can you enjoy? You cannot, isn't it? Therefore, while you make your mind strong, you need to make your body strong also. Because otherwise, if you don't have a body which is strong, then all the mind intelligence is useless. You will become helpless. Therefore, the body has to be strong, the mind has to be strong, and for both of these to be strong, we need power, we need energy. Now, where will this energy come? Not from Boost, not from Bonvita. That comes, that is good, I understand. But the real energy comes from inside us. The strength comes from inside. That's what Baba came to tell us. Baba said, look, I am God, but I've come to tell you that you also can become as strong as God. Now, we have to decide whether we want to become strong or not. But Swami is to say that I've come to tell you that if you decide to become perfect, if you decide to become strong, I am inside you. Now, we all wonder, where is God? Everybody talks of God, but who has seen God? Nobody has seen God. People are telling us that Sai Baba is God. Yes, he's God. But what did he come to tell us? He came to tell us that the real God, the real Sai Baba is not in Puttaparthi. The real Sai Baba is not in a mandir, in a masjid, in a temple, in a gurdwara. The real God, the real power is inside us. And therefore, it is very important to find God inside us and the power inside us. You children like excitement, isn't it? You like to explore. But the biggest exploration to find God inside. And God inside is a strength. Imagine, you've seen people live, you've seen some people say, oh, he's died. What does he mean when he's dead? The energy which was in his body is not there in the dead body, isn't it? Today, Nimish uncle is talking to you, he's shaking his hand, he's talking to you, he's alive. But suppose I go quiet like a doll, boom, straight I go dead. What happens? I am the same person, the body is the same, the hair is the same, the clothes are the same, everything is same. But there is something missing inside. You know the monkey toy you used to play in the olden times, the monkey used to play tick, 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 tick. And suddenly you pull out the battery. What happens to the monkey? The monkey playing tick, 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 boom, monkey goes dead, finished. And you as a kid used to keep the toy as long as the monkey used to clap. But the moment the battery is removed and the monkey is gone, you used to throw the toy in the basket, isn't it? The same thing happens to you and to me. The battery is important. And that battery is God who is inside us. That is most important. Therefore, Baba used to always tell me, look son, you have to make friends with that power which is inside you, which is making you talk, which is making you sing, which is making you laugh, which is making you cry. This battery is important. And this battery is what Bhagwan Sat Sai Baba came to tell, is that I, as the power of the universe, I'm inside you. And the same power which is inside me is inside you as Samir, in you as Tejomai, in you as Trisha, the same power. But all of us have to come together and understand this power. And this age at which you are is the right age to do it. Because you have the time in your favor, you have the capacity for good thoughts, and you have the capacity to manage your breath, as Kamala Aunty said in the beginning. And therefore, it is very, very important for us to understand that we need, as young children, we must develop ourselves at all three levels. While you study, study, but go to the gym, do your exercise, do your meditation, do your breathing properly. All this is very, very important. A person who breathes properly is very important. Because the way you breathe normally determines, isn't it? As Kamala Aunty said, a dog, you know a dog, right? If you have a pet, what does a dog do? Breathe. Breathes so hard that he lives a long, short life. Look at the elephant. He breathes slowly. He lives a long life. Therefore, the human being also has a great balance. If you breathe normally and keep your breath in rhythm, there is so much advantage. See, if you get angry, as young kids, you get angry, isn't it? All of you all get angry. I know that. But moment you get angry, you don't know how to control yourself. But Baba gives a trick.
I mean explanation.
Moment you breathe normally, you can get rid of anger, you can get rid of jealousy, you can get rid of depression. All you guys have a problem, isn't it? When mommy tells you something, you get angry. If your brother does something, you get jealous. If your brother gets more attention than you, or if your sister gets more attention, you feel completely depressed. All these are not natural. There is a trick how not to feel this, and that is keeping your breath in rhythm. So that Swami, that Kamala Aunty spoke about, and what Swami said, so is very, very, very important for us. Because, and that strength will come only when you know your best friend. Dear children, all of you have so many best friends, isn't it? Rakesh has Ravish as the best friend. Smita has Geeta as the best friend. And these friends are so important for us that we want to please them all the time. We want to make them happy all the time. And we want to see that they are always with us. We want to meet them in the evening when we go down. These are all friends. But who is the best friend is a question. I also, when I was young, today I'm 67, but when I was 21 and 18 and 19 and 20, I used to study in St. Xavier's College in Mumbai, and I had so many friends. I had so many friends that if I have to meet one friend in a day, the next guy will get a chance only after 100 days. That many friends. But you know what happened? When I went to Baba for the first time, Baba caught my collar and said, Pagal, kitna friends hai? So many friends, waste of time. There is only one friend, and he is God, and he is inside you. You know, children, this one advice from Baba changed my life. What I did was, overnight, I left all my friends. Left means I didn't stop. I just stayed away from them. And I started looking at Baba all the time and practicing what Baba was saying. You know what happened? My life changed. And I realized that the true friend is the one who's inside us. You know, the other friends you have, they are very good people. They are very nice people. We must be friendly with them. But they're all give and take friends. Imagine if you take a bat from another friend to borrow a bat. Next time when he asks you for something and if you don't give it to him, he stops being your friend. Okay? If you give a party to your friend and when he gives a party and you don't go, then that guy will stop being your friend. It's a give and take friend. But God is one such friend. There is no give and take. He only gives and gives you. And he's always standing by your side whenever you want. Inside, that power is what he gives. He speaks to you from inside. You know, good friend is one who will always give you good advice. There are many friends who give you bad advice. There are many friends who can say, come on, let's go. Why you want to study? Forget it. No. Your mommy will say, keep on saying, you don't listen to mommy. Let's go and enjoy. She will never come to know. You come down the building. I'll play with you. You can go up and say that I was studying with my friend. They always give you good, bad, ugly, good advice. I don't know. But God inside you will always give you good advice. And that, what Baba used to say, is a voice of conscience. It will never tell you the wrong thing. It will always tell you the right thing. And that is the most important thing that we must understand. You see, as Bal Vikas children, we must never be a part of a herd. We must be leaders. We must practice good things, become a leader, and let people follow us. We should not follow people. Following is like sheep. Leading is like lion. And therefore, Bal Vikas boys and girls are like lions and lionesses because they depend upon their own power. They don't depend upon somebody else's power. That is the very important dimension that we need to understand and learn very, very well. You know, the best part is all of us as young boys and girls, we waste a lot of time. We think too much and we don't depend upon good friendship, which is God. You know, even when you are in trouble, you go to the Ganpati statue to pray. When you're in trouble, you go to the mandir to pray. When you're in trouble, you go to the masjid to pray. Even when you're in trouble, you go to the gurdwara to pray. You think God is sitting there. But you know the story of Narada and God, right? Narada was supposed to be a very, very intelligent person. And God wanted to test him one day. And God told Narada, Narada, I want you to find one place on the face of this earth where I can hide myself and nobody will find me. So Narada was very amused. He says, what is God doing? How can I hide God? He is everywhere. He is in every atom. He is in every part, everywhere. I can't hide God anywhere. But then both are walking up and down. Narada is thinking very hard how to hide God, where to hide God. And then suddenly Narada says, yes, God, I found out. So even God is amused. Where did Narada find a place to hide me? And then Narada says, Swami, I have found one place to hide you. Go and hide inside the heart of all these Bal Vikas children. They will never look for you inside. Because the moment the exam comes, they will all go outside to pray in the mandir and masjid. They will never look inside to you. And therefore, if you hide inside the heart of man, man will never find you there. But that's not true, children. Swami has told us that the first place, you know, when you play hide and seek, how easy it is to find out, where your friends are hiding. Therefore, it is very easy to find out where God is hiding. Just go inside. Look inside, hear inside, and believe inside is where God is staying. And therefore, what Kamala Aunty said about meditation, about silence, these are always very, very important things to see and be available as far as listening to the conscience. Let me come to that. How do you listen to God inside you? Let me give you an example. Most of you have your favorite food, right? Somebody likes oranges, somebody likes dosa, somebody likes rice, somebody likes pizzas, somebody likes popcorn. Okay. Now what happens? Let's play a test. What happens is, suppose you like pizza and that the Domino pizza comes. And when the Domino pizza comes in front of you, the eyes look at the Domino pizza and say, wow. Then the tongue starts salivating. Gosh, I want to eat. I breathe and I see lovely fragrance of all the masalas all the thing on the pizza. And the mind says, eat, eat, eat. So the thought says, eat. The hand moves the head and eats. He picks up the pizza and eats. So you finish one pizza. Then the second pizza is on the table. So you say, oh gosh, now let me have the second pizza also. So the mind says pizza, nose smells pizza, tongue says eat, the hand moves. At that point of time, conscience inside will tell you, Tejomai, you had one pizza, enough now, no second pizza, don't eat. But what Tejomai will do? If Tejomai is a boy who does not believe that Swami is inside or God is inside, he will say, hey voice, shut up. I don't want to listen to you. I'll eat the second pizza. And the moment he eats the second pizza, after some time his stomach starts paining. And then he's pains, so much pain, mama paining, stomach paining, papa saying, then you have medicine, then you go to God's statue in the house. Oh God, please help me. You know what God tells Tejomai? Tejomai, I was sitting inside you, and when before you had the second pizza, I told you don't eat. But you did not listen to me. That time you told me shut up, and now you are praying to me, God help me, God help me. So God says, I am warning you, I am telling you in advance. Therefore, what Kamala Aunty said about 3H, we remember that when the head thinks and the hand acts, pause, silent, look at God is talking to you inside. Swami is listening to you inside. And therefore, have faith, listen, cultivate the art of listening to God inside. You know how, if you want to become a cricketer, you have to practice, right? If you want to become a musician, you must practice, right? Therefore, even you have to practice to listen to the voice of God inside you. It's very important because that's where success lies. That's where victory lies. And that's where self-confidence lies. You know, as young boys and girls, you need self-confidence. Because if you don't have self-confidence, you can't do anything. You'll always be a follower. You'll never be a leader. Now, you have to decide whether you want to be a follower or a leader. You have to be a leader. Bal Vikas children are born to be leaders. They are never born to be followers. Therefore, you must have your own skill. You must have faith in the power of God inside you, which is very important. Like Rasgulla, I like Rasgullas very much. Moment the first Rasgulla comes, my eyes, Rasgulla, mouth Rasgulla, fragrance Rasgulla, hand moves, eat Rasgulla. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Swami says inside, Nimish, don't eat the 5th Rasgulla. Now you'll get diabetes. Don't eat. But Nimish says, oh, shut up, Swami. I don't want to listen to you. 7th Rasgulla, 8th Rasgulla. But then again diabetes comes and the doctor says, Nimish uncle, you are in trouble. Nimish uncle goes to the temple and says, Swami, please help me. Swami said, Thenga, I was telling you not to eat. You didn't listen to me. That time you told me shut up. And now you're telling me help me. I will not help. But God is not like that. God will still help. God is ever loving. But it is for us to understand that we must become strong. Therefore, remember 3 parts. Tejomai as the body. Tejomai as the body must become strong. He must keep his eyes healthy. He must keep his nose healthy. He must keep his physical form healthy by exercise. He must play properly. He must give enough time to keep his body healthy. He must eat proper food. He must eat enough food, not too much food, not too less food, not fight with mommy all the time. I won't eat. I don't want to eat. I don't like this. No. Eat properly. Whatever mama and papa give you, balanced food eat and keep your body healthy. It's very important. Don't abuse your body. Don't lie like a couch on the, like a blob on the couch and watch TV all the time. No, exercise, very important. Good thoughts. Read good books. Keep away from friends who give you bad thoughts. Because bad thoughts will lead to bad action. As you think, so you are. Yad bhavam tad bhavati, Baba says. As you think, so you are. God, if you think, God you are. Dust, if you think, dust you are. Therefore, the choice is ours. You should never blame anybody. Good thoughts is something that we must have with us. And good thoughts will lead to a good mind. Good mind will lead to good actions. Good actions will lead to a good character. Therefore, always be conscious. Avoid bad thoughts. Moment the thought comes, ignore it. Moment some friend tells you a bad thought, leave that friend. Leave that friend like COVID, Corona. Get away from him. Keep good virus. Don't keep bad virus with you. And never hesitate. Never get attached to your friends. Friends today come and tomorrow go. Now, all the 100 friends I had many years ago when I was small, they are not there with me today. Nobody is there with me. Only my God is there with me. And therefore, God is a permanent friend. The other friends will come and go. But be sure that you don't succumb to your friend's bad thought. Let me tell you a small story of a Bal Vikas girl who was like you when she was very young. When she went through Bal Vikas, she was so practicing so hard everything that was taught to her that when she left school and went to college, it was an amazing story. When she went to college, there were a lot of friends. There were a lot of girlfriends who were together. You know what happens in college? In the recess time, there is a batata wala across the street. There is a bhel puri wala across the street. And children and all the young girls and boys go across in the recess to eat. So this girl also, she went with her friends to across the street to eat batata wala. When she went to eat the batata vada used to give batata vada in the piece of paper. So all these girls used to eat the batata vada and throw the paper on the floor. But our Bal Vikas girl was a very smart girl. She had practiced that cleanliness is very important. You can't create dirt. So what she used to do, she used to fold the paper in which she got the batata vada and put it in her purse and wait for the nearest basket or dustbin to put the kachra. But all these girls used to tease her. Don't act smart. What do you think? Just because if you don't throw the paper in the street, Bombay will become cleaner. What? Clean Bombay will become. You are the leader of clean Bombay. He said, nothing doing. Even if you force me, I am not throwing my paper on the floor. You know what happened, brothers and sisters? She came and told Kamala auntie and me after a few months, a miracle happened. She had 10 to 15 girlfriends. All of them were throwing paper on the floor. But because she stuck to her values and she kept on putting the paper in her purse, after 2-3 months, all the girls started putting the paper in their purse and they stopped throwing it on the floor. Now, this is the power of a young person who follows values and becomes excellent in his or her life. You become the leader, you don't follow. Otherwise, normally what would have happened? This girl also would have started throwing the paper on the floor because the other people pressurized her. But here in Bal Vikas Student, that didn't happen. Because the conscience was telling her, the truth is this, I will follow the truth. I will not succumb to the other people. And therefore, that became a great story for her and a great life experience for her to see what happens. Children, prayer is very important. Kamala Aunty spoke so much about prayer. And prayer is something that God listens all the time. I want to assure you that however busy God may be, He is listening to your smallest prayer. And I have two stories to tell you this. One is how I learned God listens to prayer. And secondly is a story from the Mahabharata. The first story I remember, which happened to me in Puttaparthi. As a young person of 22 years old, I had taken Bal Vikas Children to Puttaparthi to stage a drama for Swami. And there was a young boy sitting next to me. He was very small. He was like not even group 2, he was group 1. The drama got over. Swami liked the whole drama. And Swami blessed everybody. And there was Aarti. And then Swami left for his room. And the moment he left for his room, this little kid next to me started crying and howling like anybody's business. And in Puttaparthi, in the ashram, when a small kid howls and smiles, laugh, and sort of, he sort of makes a noise, there is a big problem. All the people come and force you to leave the place and get out from that place. Now, I was the leader and I wanted to handle 70, 80 children. Now, if I had to take this kid out, what will happen to the other children? So I was very worried. And I asked him, what do you want? What do you want? Why don't you keep quiet? You want to go to bathroom? You want susu? You want water? You want laddu? What do you want? He said, no. I said, what do you want? He says, uncle, I want vibhuti from Swami's hand. Oh my God. I said, now Swami's already gone away. How can I get vibhuti from Swami's hand for you? It's not possible. And I never believed that can happen. But I had to keep that boy quiet. So I told him, keep quiet. Close your eyes and pray to Swami, and Swami will give you the vibhuti. Now, I did not believe it. I was doing it just like how all the elders give you bahanas to keep quiet, no? So I also did the same thing. I made him keep quiet and said, keep quiet. That boy listened to me, He closed his eyes like meditation and sat quietly. And the moment he sat quietly, brothers and sisters, I forgot about him because I was happy he was keeping quiet. And then I started taking care of the other things. And then suddenly something happened which never happened before. Once Swami goes inside the room, he will never come out again. But that morning, moment this boy closed his eyes and prayed, and there were like so many thousand people in the hall. He was not the only guy. Swami's door opened and Swami came out of his room and slowly started walking towards me. And look at the human mind. We are so selfish. When Swami started walking towards me, I thought, oh, Swami is coming next to me. Wow, let's get ready and all that. But Swami came next to me, stood right in front of me and asked me with his eyes, pointing to the small kid sitting next to me, wake him up. The first time after some time, oh gosh, this boy is sitting next to me and still praying. I woke him, get up. He opened his eyes and Swami looked at him and smiled at him and said, son, kya mangta hai? And the little boy smiled at Swami and said, Swami, aapke haath se vibhuti mangta hai. And Swami materialized the vibhuti and gave to that boy and then looked at me and says, you idiot, you did not believe in the power of prayer, but the boy's prayer reached me and I have come in answer to his prayer. This is the power of Satya Sai Baba, my dear children. It's an amazing power. Whatever prayer you make to Bhagwan, if it is good for us, Swami is listening. Sometimes Swami even knows, before you pray, Swami will know what you want. That is the power of Satya Sai Baba. The same story is repeated in Krishna's life also, children. Once in the Mahabharata war, the war was declared between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. And suddenly, in the olden days, they had to prepare the battlefield. They had to cut the trees and make the battlefield open so that they can come and fight. But while they were cutting all the trees, on one tree there was a sparrow and she had given birth to some baby sparrows on that tree. And the mother sparrow was very scared now. He said, oh gosh, they are coming and cutting the trees. my sparrow babies will fall on the floor, and when the war starts, all the chariots, the horses, the elephants will crush my babies on the floor. So the mother sparrow started praying to God, so God, please help. All my babies have fallen on the floor. They will be crushed with these elephants and horses and the chariots that come. Please save me. Please save my children. At the same time, when she was praying on the floor with the kids on the floor, with the baby sparrows on the floor, after a few days, Krishna and Arjuna came in the chariot to make a little recce and find out whether the battlefield was correct or not. And Krishna's chariot running as the charioteer and Arjuna on the chariot, they came on the battlefield and they stopped very close to where these little sparrows and the birds were on the floor. And Krishna asked Arjuna, because you remember, children, Krishna had promised that I will not lift any arms in the Mahabharata war, I will not fight. But suddenly Krishna is asking Arjuna, give me a bow and arrow. So Arjuna is wondering why Krishna is asking for the bow and arrow. He's not supposed to fight. But when Krishna insists, he gives the bow and arrow to Krishna. Then Krishna pulls the bow and with the arrow and hits towards an elephant close by. Now what happens? The arrow hits to a bell on the neck of the elephant. And the arrow hits the bell and the bell falls down. And when the bell falls down, something happens. I'll tell you afterwards. But Arjuna thinks that Krishna, what is wrong with him? I'm such a great archer. Arjuna thinks that Krishna has missed the arrow and the elephant is alive. Krishna wanted to kill the elephant and therefore Krishna missed the aim and therefore only hit the bell and the bell fell down. And Arjuna thought that Krishna God is, but he could not even hit a proper arrow to kill the elephant. Krishna says, don't worry Arjuna, we will talk afterwards. The war starts, the Mahabharata war is going on, the war finishes. And at the end of the war, when everybody is dead and Krishna is supposed to be coming with Arjuna as the victorious person, Krishna comes to the same spot. You know what happens at the same spot? Then Krishna tells Arjuna, see Arjuna, the arrow which I hit the elephant that time on the bell fell on the floor and the bell was so big that it covered the mother sparrow and the baby sparrows. So that when the war was happening, the bell had covered and protected all the little sparrows and the mother sparrow. And then now Krishna picks up the whole thing and picks up the bell and says, see, and the baby sparrow in her mind prays to Bhagwan, thank you Swami, in the middle of this entire war, you could think of me, you could protect me, and God, that is the power of God, children. That God will always help in the smallest prayer. Even if God is supposed to be very busy, God will always help in the prayer that you make. And that is the power of God that we must understand. Okay? So that being the story, that prayer works, and therefore praying every morning, whether it's for your studies, whether it's difficulty in math, science, physics, or in any, you must pray and pray very hard. And that's important because prayer works, and that is the most important thing. You must always be positive. That is important. Always be positive. Never be negative. Never let your mind become depressed, children. That is the power that we must have, and we must see that we keep that in mind all the time. Because Kamala Aunty said a very nice thing. There's a story about the mind being quiet and to be able to hear the conscious voice. The story of Buddha. When Buddha was walking once with his disciples, they came to a spot and Buddha was very thirsty. So he told the disciple to go and get water. But when he went to the pond, a lot of people were washing clothes and the water was very muddy. So Buddha tells God, the disciple doesn't drink the water because it's dirty water. How can he give it to his master to drink? So Buddha says, never mind, let us wait for a little while here. After half an hour, Buddha tells the disciple, go back again. And what does the disciple see? That all the muddy water, the mud had settled in the water and the water had become pure. The mud had settled down. So the disciple took the clean water, brought it for Buddha, and Buddha drank it. And then Buddha told the disciple, see, whenever there is agitation in the mind, whenever the mind is upset, go quiet, sit quietly. Because the moment you go quiet, you will find that all the negativity settles down and the purity comes outside and you can see clearly, like a pond. If you throw a pebble in the pond, the ripples will not let you see the bottom of the lake. But if the if the surface is clean, you can see at the bottom of the lake. Like that, our mind and the conscience is like that. When the mind is quiet, the inner energy reflects and you can see everything from inside. You can hear the voice of conscience. Everything comes out. But if the mind is not quiet, you cannot listen to the voice of God. Therefore, Swami used to always say, it is in the depths of silence that the voice of God is heard. It is in the depths of silence that you will hear my voice and I will talk to you as a friend. If you develop this art, imagine every time that you are in difficulty and you go quiet, God will help you from inside. You know, Swami Vivekananda used to do that. You heard of Swami Vivekananda? What a great person he was, isn't it? But what was his strong point? You know, once Swami was asked that Swami Vivekananda, what would you study again if you were given a chance? Would you study history, geography, science, or mathematics? You know what Swami Vivekananda said? Swami Vivekananda said, no, I would not study history, geography, science, or mathematics. I would study that art by knowing which all knowledge is mine whenever I want. And therefore, that comes from inside. Let me tell you my story about learning algebra in school. I was in the 6th standard and I never used to like algebra. Algebra was something which I never understood only. Why should x square minus y square become x plus y into x? I never understood. Till today also don't understand. But one day in the 6th standard, at the end, I never understood. 7th standard beginning, suddenly I started understanding everything. What was it? It was the voice of intuition. There is intelligence and there is intuition. Intelligence comes from doing exercise mentally. Intuition comes from silence. Silence is important because silence will bring out the intuition, the voice of God. You know, you must have always felt it, no? Suppose you've gone out and there is no call from your sister, but suddenly you feel, oh, I'm sure my sister's come home today. And lo and behold, you go home and your sister's there. Amazing, isn't it? Who told you that? Inside, intuition told you that. You know, the science, no, the law of gravitation. You all know who found out the law of gravitation? Newton, right? Now, where did Newton find the law of gravitation? Not in the laboratory by doing some experiment. He was relaxing in the garden below an apple tree with nothing in his mind. Suddenly the apple falls top and from inside comes the law of gravitation. Look at Archimedes. Archimedes was what? He found the law of buoyancy, isn't it? You all must have studied in science. Law of buoyancy. That everything, matter floats in water. Where did he find it? Not in the laboratory. He was having a bath in the tub and suddenly he was enjoying his bath and suddenly his body floated and he said, ah, eureka, I found. Something inside told him what was that. Many times in your school when you're writing the exams also, you studied so much in the night. You're mugged. But when you're writing the exam, there is something inside that keeps on flowing. You keep on writing, you keep on answering, you keep on saying things which you don't even realize. That is the power of intuition. That is the power which comes from bhajan. That is the power that comes from silent sitting, jyoti meditation. That is the power that comes from silence. That is important. And therefore, that's the power that comes from the ability to keep your mind empty. You know, you must not forget your studies. You must not forget what you are learning. But there are two things you must forget, children. Two things you must forget. To be healthy mentally. Becoming strong physically is exercise. But becoming healthy mentally is to keep the mind clean completely. Keep the mind empty all the time. You know what is that? Forget. Forget all the harm that others have done to you immediately. Don't keep in your mind, this guy gave me galis, this guy said bad about me, this guy was talking bad. Don't think, don't waste time. And forget all the good that you do to others also. Suppose you help somebody, forget immediately. Don't keep up. Every second of life is important. Time is important, children. Time is so important. Imagine, today we are talking, isn't it? Now today's day will go. Will it ever come back? It will never come back. Today's day is gone and we cannot waste time. We have to learn good things, acquire good health mentally, physically, spiritually. Every day you cannot waste time. Isn't it? It's very, very important to ensure. And time is important. You see, today all of you look so young and beautiful. You're wearing lovely t-shirts, red t-shirt, blue t-shirt, wearing such lovely clothes. You got lovely black hair. You're looking so young and beautiful. But look at uncle. No hair, white hair. white mustache. Everything is white. And uncle is not as young looking as you. Why? But that doesn't mean uncle was not as young as you are. Uncle was always as young as you are. If you see my baby picture, I'm so fat and roly-poly. Understand? But I'm not like that today. Time is gone. Well, hi Nimish. Hi Nimish Bhaiya. Hi Nimish uncle. Now today call me Nimish Dadaji. Same Nimish. But times has changed. I've lost time. Time is gone. I have to make importance of time very important. And therefore, children, don't waste time. Don't eat too much and go to sleep. Don't think so much and waste time. Don't get depressed and waste time. Don't get angry and waste time. Keep your balance. Keep your breath in rhythm. And make the most of every second of life, every moment of life. Time waste is life waste, Bhagavan used to say. Therefore, I'm sure we don't want to waste our life, isn't it? Such a beautiful opportunity we have got, isn't it? Such a lovely opportunity we have got to live and breathe and be happy and enjoy everything. You should enjoy everything, but in limit, in balance. Balance is important. Never overdo anything. Never do less, never do more. Balance. Very important. When I was young, when I went to Swami, I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to become rich very fast. You know what Swami told me? Baba caught hold of me and said, Dekho, paise ke piche nahi bhago. Money is like a shoe. If your shoe size is 6, you can only wear a shoe of 6 size. You can't wear of 7, you can't wear of 8. If you wear of 6, your foot will hurt. If you wear of 8, you can't walk. Therefore, you can walk comfortably only with the foot size of 7, which is your size. So money also is like that. If you have enough money for your needs, not for your greed. There is money for greed and there is money for need. If you have enough money for your need, you are a happy person. If you have more money than what you want, you will suffer. If you have less money than what you want, still you will suffer. Therefore, you must strive only for enough money. That is important. And that will help us to go further in there. And in life, children never give up. As Kamala Aunty was saying, no, never give up. Practice. I know, children, what happens to you all. You all do something for a little while, then give up. You all decide, today I will do exercise. You do one day and next day you give up. Then you say, no, I will read good books today. You read one good book today and then again tomorrow you will forget. Then again today morning you'll get up for meditation at 5:36 in the morning. Tomorrow morning in the bed you'll pull your blanket and say, oh, forget it here. Why should I get up? Why should I get up? The mind will tell you to forget it. But you must be determined. Very important. Once there was a disciple. And the disciple asked the Guru, Guruji, please give me some good work to do. And Guru says, okay, there is a big boulder in the middle of the road. Understand? And I am asking you, push this boulder so that you can push the boulder as strongly as you can push this boulder. Now, Guruji only said push the boulder. But the student understood that Guruji is asking me to push the boulder so that something will happen. But since he was an obedient student, he started pushing the big boulder on the middle of the road. He pushed one day, pushed the second day, pushed the third day. Then the fourth day, people around started making fun of him. You know how your friends make fun of you, no? When you do something good, people make fun of you. So people around started making fun. Hey, idiot, why are you pushing this stone? Since 3 days you're pushing this boulder. Nothing is happening. The boulder is not even moved 1 inch. Why are you wasting your time? So the disciples started getting confused. Oh God, these guys must be saying the truth. Why am I wasting time? I should go back to. So he went back to Guruji. Guruji, everybody is laughing at me. I'm pushing this boulder. Nothing is happening. Why did you ask me to push? If the boulder is not moving 1 inch. So the Guruji told the student, I told you to push the boulder. I never said that if you push the boulder will move. So he realized, see, since 1 week you have been pushing the boulder may not have moved. But in 1 week, your muscles have become strong. Your hands have become strong. And that is the power of sadhana. That is the power of good practice. You may feel nothing is happening. But when you practice good things, something is always happening. Something better for you is always happening. And that faith you must have, that push, pray until something happens. Isn't it? Push, P-U-S-H. Pray until something happens. That is the beauty of the entire story that we want. Another thing, once there was a sick donkey. That sick donkey, unfortunately, fell inside a well. Now the owner was anyway upset with the donkey was sick. It was no use for the owner. Owner tried his best to bring the donkey out, but he could not. All the villagers tried, but nothing happened. So the owner decided, forget it. Anyway, he's a donkey. Anyway, he's sick. Let us bury the donkey in the well and close the chapter. So I am also relieved. So the donkey was crying and yelling inside the well to somebody to save him. On the contrary of saving, they started putting mud in the well to bury the donkey. Now, what would have happened in the circumstances? The donkey would have died, no? The donkey would have finished. It would have buried inside the well. But something miraculous happened. When they started putting the mud inside the well, the donkey started yelling because he realized, oh gosh, I'm going to die. But after some time, the donkey stopped yelling. You know what happened? Every time they put mud inside the donkey, it fell on top of the donkey shook his head and put the mud down and stepped on the mud. When the first pail of mud came, he shook and got on top of the mud. The second pail came, again he shook, he got on top. So slowly, what happened? All the mud went below him. He came on top of the mud and slowly the mud increased. He walked out of the well alive. That is never give up in the most difficult situation. Now imagine if a donkey cannot give up in a situation like this, how much more we as human beings can do is something that we need to understand very, very well. That's the point. That's the part that we need to understand, that never give up is a very, very important story. Be consistent. Be really. Kamala spoke about the watch. Watch your hands, watch your words, watch your actions, watch your character, watch your heart, watch your thoughts. Lovely message. This is the real watch we need. We don't want that automatic watches, and we don't want the electronic watches and all. We want this watch. The watch that always watches on us, not a watch that we watch. We want a watch that watches on us. And that is the watch, words, action, thought, character, heart. Very important. Be alert. Because whatever you do now in the childhood, my friends, is going to make you a strong young person. If you miss in the childhood, you miss the bus. Then you can't miss the bus. You have to be very, very careful about this story and be careful that you don't miss the bus right now. Words. How you speak is very important, my children. Speaking must be very soft. You must always use good words. When you use bad words and when you use words which are not good, what can happen? The entire Mahabharata, how did it start? The whole Mahabharata started only because of Draupadi laughing at Duryodhana before the war many years ago. There was a great mansion and there was an illusion of a floor. Actually, it was a pond. But on the pond, there was a lovely design. And Duryodhana walked and suddenly he thought it was a floor. He walked on it and fell in the water. And Draupadi was standing there and she laughed. Ha 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 ha. Now Duryodhana's father, Dashrath, was a blind person. So she laughed and told him, Dekho, andhe ka beta andha. A blind son of a blind father. And she laughed. And this one joke which was cruel, which Draupadi said, Dhritarashtra was a blind and Duryodhana was the son. So he says, andhe ka beta andha. Now this one word which Draupadi said to Duryodhana was the foundation of the entire Mahabharata. Therefore, always be careful when you speak. You have to be very, very careful when you speak. When you speak, measure your words. Be careful. Choose every word properly. Be sweet to people. Don't be unkind to people. It is better not to speak. But when you speak, you must speak good words and soft words. It is soft words that God likes because human nature is of love. And therefore, you must always, especially when you speak to your mother and father. I know many of you get angry and argue back with your mother and father, but that is not correct. Mother and father are like God on earth. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. Very important. Look at Gandhiji. When he lied with the cuckoo, when his mother was fasting, and when mother caught him, Mother was so upset with him. But that incident changed his life. He took the vow of honesty and became Mahatma Gandhi. Look at Satya Sai Baba. Satya Sai Baba's mother told him that you will never leave Puttaparthi and go. And Swami promised his mother, Amma, I will never leave Puttaparthi and go. He never left Puttaparthi and went all his life. Mother said, I want you to make a hospital for me in this village because so many people are suffering. He made a huge super specialty hospital. When mother said there is no water to drink in my village, I want you to give water. He had a huge water project. Imagine, that is the dedication children must have for their mothers and fathers. Because they are the great parents on earth. They are really godlike on earth. If it wasn't for them, you and I will never be alive. You and I will not have seen these beautiful days in our life that we've seen with the mother and father give us that situation. Family is very important, my children. You know, family, the famous sentence of family is, Father and mother, I love you. Father and mother, I love you. And therefore, family with father and mother is a great feeling. You should never ever be rough with your mother, father, never argue back, be nice to them. I know of a story of a friend of mine who after studying went for a job. And you know how mummies are, mummies always bother. Did you eat or not? Mummy used to call him up every day and say, Beta, did you have your khana? Did you eat your food? Did you do this? Did you do that? And the son used to get very upset. Don't bother me and mummy all the time. Why are you calling me all the time? And one day, mother stopped calling that kid. After 3-4 days, when he wanted to make rajma for himself, he forgot the recipe. And suddenly tears came in his eyes that every day my mother used to ask me, I never was to listen to him. Now 4 days my mama has not spoken to me, and he had tears in his eyes because when mama is not there, you will miss her. Just because she is there, don't take her for granted. Just because she is there, don't take her lightly. Mama and papa are there. Listen to them. Be patient, be loving, be respectful, because without them, you'll feel very lonely. You'll feel lost in the world and you'll miss them afterwards. Today, my father is not there, but I remember him. All the things that he told me and I did not listen to him, now today it comes back to me. I wish I had listened to my father. I wish I had listened to my mother, because that would have changed my life. I don't want you to feel that way. I want you to be making the most of the company of your mother and father and make them happy. Learn from them. Even teach them sometimes. It's good to teach mommy and daddy with good thoughts. Share good thoughts with them. They will also learn, because everybody learns in time, and that is important. But respect them with all your love and affection. Finally, I'm going to close with one song and one story. A story which Swami told me, and I like it very much. I told you in the beginning that we are not followers, we are leaders. We are not like sheep, but we are like lions, lionesses. With Swami inside us and the power of God within us, the power of prayer, the power of good thoughts, the power of character, we are leaders. Therefore, study when you study, play when you play, and exercise when you exercise, read when you read. Do your thing with concentration. Don't eat and think of studying. Don't study and think of food. Don't study and think of playing downstairs. No. When you are there, you are there. Keep your mind in your control. Conquer your mind. Become a mastermind. The mind must be your slave. You must not be the slave of your mind, is what Swami wants to tell us. So the story is simple. Last story. In the jungle, there was a lioness. And she was pregnant and she was hungry. As she was moving in the jungle, she was looking for a prey. And as she was looking for a prey, she saw a flock of sheep below a hillock. And she was on top of the hillock. And before she could think, she was so hungry, she did not think, and she jumped on the sheep. But as she fell from the hillock, with the impact of the fall, the lioness died, but the baby cub was born. Now imagine, the mother lion is dead, the baby cub is born. For the first time coming alive, the baby cub opens the eyes, and what does it see in front of him? Only sheep. So the baby lion cub thinks that I am like the sheep. But looking at the lion cub, the sheep got scared and they started running. The moment the sheep started running, the lion cub also started running, thinking that he has to run because he was just born. They ran, and suddenly the sheep realized that this lion cub is only running with us, it's not doing anything to us. So they all settled down. They were all hungry. So what do the sheep eat? grass. So the lion cub started eating grass. The lion cub had grass, and they all got fed up and they sat down together. And then when you finish eating and you relax, what do? You start talking. So how do the sheep talk? Bah, bah. The lion thought, I am also supposed to do bah, bah. So the lion started thinking bah, bah, bah. Now this went on for 2-3 months. The lion cub started growing up like a sheep. It is eating grass. It is bang, bang all the time. It doesn't realize what is happening. And the lion cub became like a sheep. You know, that's what happens to all of us, isn't it? In the friends of company, in the company of friends, we start behaving like them. We lose our identity. The same thing happened to the lion cub. But then one day, in the jungle came a big lion. And when the big lion came, he saw that a lion cub is behaving like a sheep. He could not tolerate that. He ran after the flock. But as he ran, the sheep ran, the baby cub ran. But the big lion overpowered the baby lion and brought it out of the crowd. The moment he brought it out of the crowd, he took him to a riverbed and caught his head and showed his image in the river. For the first time, the lion cub saw that he doesn't look like the sheep, he looks different. Then the big lion put his own face on the water. The small lion looked at the big lion. Oh gosh, I look like the big lion. Then the big lion roared for the first time like a lion. And the baby cub tried to roar. You know what happened? The baby cub could not roar. It was used to doing meh, meh, meh. Habit. Bad habits make you like this. The bam, bam continued. But the big lion did not give up. The big lion roared once, twice, thrice, 10 times, 15 times. And the 20th time when the big lion roared out of practice, the small baby cub who practiced for 20 times, first time roared like a lion to realize that the lion cub was also a lion and not a sheep. My dear children, you're all lions and lionesses. You're not sheep. But you need to practice. You need to practice good values, human values. Master your time management, breath management, thought management. And then you'll come out as lions, as leaders of the country. And who the big lion is? The big lion is Bhagwan Shri Satsai, who came and started the Bal Vikas program. That is like the river which shows your image. The Bal Vikas gurus of yours are like lions and lionesses. Your mothers and fathers are like lions and lionesses. They are showing you your true image in the water. To see your true image is very important. To realize yourself is very important. And that's why Bal Vikas is good. Never miss Bal Vikas. Continue Bal Vikas in group 2. Continue Bal Vikas in group 3. Because if you continue in group 2 and 3, you will become masters and then everything becomes easy. Your studies will become easy. You will excel in everything. You will get 100% marks in everything. Why? Because 2 things will happen. You will practice and God will help. Your friend inside you will help you. Your friend inside will never ditch you. He'll always be there with you all the time. And that with the blessings of your parents, your effort and Bhagwan's help, you will always be a winner and never a loser. But remember, being at peace is very important. Being calm is important. Don't lose your head. Don't get angry. Don't get depressed. Don't depend upon friends outside. Be your own master. Be your own king. Be your own leader. Therefore, if I have to say, how do young Bal Vikas children look? What will make out without you are telling that you are a Bal Vikas student? It is this bhajan that will make out everything. I know you can't sing with me. Not that I am a very good singer, but I'm going to sing this bhajan for you to understand the inner meaning of this bhajan. Ready? Ready? Shravani is watching with her hand on the chin. Shravani, I can see that. Okay. Hi, how are you? Shrishti also is watching with all earphones. Very nicely. Okay, good. नैनों में प्रेम धार, वचनों में अमृत धार. नैनों में प्रेम धार, वचनों में अमृत धार. सद्गुरु साई मेरा जीवन का धार. सद्गुरु साई मेरा जीवन का धार. नैनों में प्रेम धार, वचनों में अमृत धार. सद्गुरु साई मेरा जीवन का धार. जीवन का धार मेरा जीवन का धार. जीवन का आधार मेरा जीवन का आधार, सद्गुरु साई मेरा जीवन का आधार, सद्गुरु साई मेरा जीवन का आधार। नैनों में प्रेम धार, वचनों में अमृत धार, सद्गुरु साई मेरा जीवन का आधार, जीवन का आधार मेरा जीवन का आधार, सद्गुरु साई मेरा जीवन का आधार। नैनों में प्रेम धार, वचनों में अमृत धार, सद्गुरु साई मेरा जीवन का आधार। Always let there be love from your eyes, never anger. Always your words should be sweet and nice, never false, always truth. Never speak a lie. Keep your thought, word and deed one. Believe in what you say. Never say a lie to hide anything. Never be diffident. Even if you made a mistake, admit I made a mistake and correct yourself. Always keep your thought, word and deed one. That is the source of happiness. That is the source of excellence. And that's how it is. Be nice, children. I'm very happy. I'm so thankful for all of you for staying with me and listening to me. I've enjoyed. I'm sure you've enjoyed yourself. And we'll meet someday. Say thank you to your mommy and daddy. Take their blessings. Say thank you to your gurus. And ultimately, say thank to Swami, who's inside each one of you, going to help you leave your whole thing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Lavanya is saying something. Lavanya, what are you saying? I can't converse back. You hold on. Just call Lavanya. I think she wants to talk to me. Uncle, please reply. Lavitra. Lavitra. Okay. Thank you very much, children. God bless you. You've been a long time. This has been the longest Bal Vikas class you ever had. And I just pray to Bhagwan to bless all of you. And my regards to all your parents and to your gurus. And stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and live life king size. Okay? Good. God bless you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.